Tana Mongeau is scaring everyone at the thought of reliving another Tanacon. Yes, you guys heard me correctly. Tana Mongeau might just be considering reviving the convention that almost ruined her entire career. And she just might have received an offer so good that she might just go through with it. Yeah, I know you guys. I'm being for real. This is pretty interesting. Like, a lot of people are saying, why would you even consider doing that after the last one? This just needed to end, never be a thing again. But I don't know, that number that she got an offer for must be pretty big for her to be like, actually, let me think about this one. So as we all know, the history of Tanacon is just, it was bad. And basically, after not being a featured creator at VidCon back in 2018, Tana decided that hosting a convention of her own was somehow the best move for her.
I never thought, like a year ago, I remember watching KSI talk about having a convention, and I was like, there's no way I will ever be in a position to have my own convention, or in a position where people would want to come to like my convention. And to be sitting here a year later and that coming to fruition is so mind-blowing to me. But yeah, I really want to do something free. I really want to do something with all of the new fun creators that everyone is super excited to meet and doesn't always get the opportunity to meet. And I definitely want to do it around that same time. I definitely want Tanacon to be a fun, free, cool experience.
She was super young at the time, and I think she just decided that this was going to be somewhat of an easy thing to do, and she very quickly realized that there is a lot more that goes into planning an entire event. She was super well socialized within the YouTube community, and a bunch of big creators at the time were willing to make appearances and do meet and greets at both VidCon and Tanacon. And I think she thought, I have all these connections, I'm definitely gonna be cool, and I can totally do this event. And it didn't go that way. Bella Thorne, Casey Neistat, Miranda Sings, Shane Dawson, those are just some of the people set to show up. And one of the reasons things got so insane was because the event was supposed to be free, at least for a lot of people. Tickets for the free event went up for grabs, and they were gone within 2 minutes. This was a completely sold out event. And they also had VIP tickets that you could actually purchase, and they were $65. And that price promised a concert, gift bags, private signings, and personal pictures. But once people got there for the event, they realized that they had basically paid for a bunch of junk, like stickers. And it also didn't matter that they'd purchased VIP because everybody was in the same line to get into the event. There wasn't like a VIP line. Everybody was in the same line. You bought VIP, you're with the free. The venue was also way smaller than the amount of people trying to get into the event, so there were just thousands of people who waited outside in the parking lots and never even made it inside to the event. Instead, they were getting those famous sunburns that were seen all around the internet from Tanacon, and a lot of people were dehydrated because there was a lack of water being provided to the people that were waiting outside in the hot California summer sun. It was a disaster.
Tanacon is over and they sold too many tickets.
Also, I wanted to talk about Tanacon.
What was supposed to be one of the biggest YouTube conventions, Tanacon, actually ended up being a huge disaster.
Tanacon is canceled, for those of you who care.
Tanacon.
Had a thing called Tanacon.
Was supposed to be a giant middle finger to VidCon, turned out to be a giant middle finger to her fan base. Tanacon was a major bust.
And it was this huge nightmare of an event with people passing out and so much disorganization. And this just took event disaster to a whole new level in the YouTube community.
Because there's no way to get in.
Then she needs to give everybody their money.
Yeah!
This show couldn't get any worse!
Are you guys having fun today?
The event ended up getting canceled, and fans were super upset with how the day turned out.
We are in absolute doomsday scenario. This is the worst case. We're shut down. Okay? We need to figure this out now. You can't come on. I need to. Because the hotel.
and most had to wait hours and endure the heat just to find out that there was no point in them suffering at all, and for most of them, they had just lost out on money. Tana did come out at some point to try and tell everybody that they were going to figure things out in order to make things right for day 2 of the event, but that didn't happen. Even though she tweeted out saying, moving the show to a new venue within minutes away from this one that holds an extra 5,000 people and doing a free show with some very special guests. Tomorrow, everything resumes normally, and Shane and I are working on some awesome, cool stuff. We love you. Day 2 ended up also getting canceled, and by the 3rd day, Tana had tweeted out a long thread apologizing to everyone who had tried to come to the event and saying that she would make sure people got their refunds. She definitely realized that she had effed up, and there were a ton of people online that were so upset, like so upset. People were vlogging their experiences, tweeting about their experiences. There's just so much footage and so much evidence that Tanacon was probably one of the worst YouTube events ever. I mean, everybody knows, just hearing the word Tanacon, that is a disaster. That is a mess. Shane ended up practically reviving Tana's whole career during the Truth About Tanacon 3-part documentary series that he ended up doing, and Tana to this day credits Shane for saving her career. She says like she would not have a career if it was not for Shane, and she makes that very well known that she is very appreciative for everything that he did for her after Tanacon.
So you guys are cool now, you and Shane?
Yeah.
He's gonna make another documentary?
Honestly, I hope he does.
He made good documentaries.
I mean, I think that I would be like under the 405 in a tent if he didn't make a documentary after Tanacon for me.
Oh, so he kind of resurrected your...
He definitely, and like gave me like a platform to kind of vindicate myself and explain the situation further.
Yeah.
Michael Weiss, the owner of Good Times Entertainment, the event planning company that mainly put on Tanacon, was largely exposed in the docuseries by Shane, and I think that really helped Tana not look like the sole bad guy in putting on Tanacon. And now, you guys, Tana has come out on TikTok to say that she got an offer from someone to try for round 2, and it's the best she's received yet. She said, I received an offer to do Tanacon again, correctly. Not sure how I feel. She captioned it with some more detail saying, I've obviously received this offer a lot, but it really is the first one that kind of makes sense. And I wasn't the only one going down memory lane hearing about the possibilities of a potential Tanacon, because Shane Dawson also saw this TikTok and he just had to comment. He said, can you get the people who came last time in for free? Maybe for a special veterans only day. That would be really cool, actually. She replied saying, new documentary incoming? Hopefully not. And she also replied with a video.
I just got out of bed to film this. There's no way Shane Dawson is giving me advice on Tanacon 2 and like kind of approving of it. Does this mean it actually has to happen?
This is truly sending me back to the OG days of YouTube right now, just hearing the words Tanacon and the possibilities of this. And I think that if Tana put this on and it was a success, that would honestly bring the YouTube community so full circle. I would be shocked. And I honestly think that the possibilities that a Tanacon now could bring is a really fun idea, I must say. If she did like this OG event, could you imagine like all the OG YouTubers? I feel like Tana really could have the power of making like some really epic events, but we're also talking about Tana here, so I can't really set my expectations like super high, but she's friends with literally everybody in the YouTube community, and if she's not super close with them, they know her enough to, I don't know about trust her, but they know her and she could ask them to come to the event. But imagine she had all these OG YouTubers in one place. That would be the coolest thing. But do I think that would actually happen? No, but I think that's a cool idea, and I do think that it could maybe spark up a little bit more love back onto the YouTube platform, because I feel like a lot of people just don't watch the people that we used to watch back in the day. Like the OGs are kind of like moved on and living their lives, and good for them for sure. But I think a lot of that is being missed with TikTok blowing up and there is like this lull of nobody new and fresh coming back into the scene. And honestly, reboots and revivals are really big right now, and if we bring back OG YouTubers, I feel like people would love that for like one weekend to see everybody together again, but who knows. Like I said, she's not one to have the best reputation, so I'm not setting my expectations high at all, and obviously this isn't even like 100% real thing that might happen. It's just a possibility, but I'll keep my fingers crossed on the possibility that maybe something fun will come out of this and it will actually be successful. But we're talking about Tana here. Work obligations and things like that are not something that she's ever been really that good with, but she is a little older now. She has more connections business-wise than before with legitimate companies, and I feel like she could probably pull something at least small scale off. I could realistically see it being a success if she partnered with Spotify and did like a small little thing with some of her artist friends that are in her life. She's already working with Spotify on a live podcast show, so if they like helped her do something like that, I could see it being a success. And they just use the Tanacon name, which I don't even know if she has the rights to the Tanacon name. Pretty sure Michael Weiss has the rights to that, so she probably couldn't call it Tanacon, but if she could, that would be epic. But truly, Spotify is probably one of the only companies I see actually having a good enough reputation, enough to where people would trust to put their money into an event with Tana's name on it. But I guess we will just have to see if it actually happens or not. But the thought of it is really kind of interesting, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about Tana kind of considering doing something like this. Let me know what you guys think and how you feel about maybe what the event could be and who would go to the event. What kind of event? Would it be a day event, a weekend event? Would it be a whole convention again? I feel like she shouldn't do all that. I feel like she should just do like one day type of thing. But let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.